Y'all, look, man, y'all put some good beats out, y'all put some bad beats out, but what the heck is this, yo? I can't. Y'all are gonna have to switch it. We gotta do this again. I can't do this. You guys have to change this beat, okay? This is not gonna work. Whose birthday is it? A lot of people think that October is for baseball. You know, October is the month of baseball. This is when everybody starts tuning into baseball, really paying attention to their team, except for the people in Detroit. And it's not because, everybody's trying to watch the Lions. No, it's not. It's just because the Tigers are that bad.
Oh my goodness!
No, I'm kidding. No, it is supposed to be because we're watching the Lions. I mean, I guess it would be the Tigers if they were in the playoffs, but they're not. But for the Lions side of things, I guess it gives them an opportunity to get more viewers. Instead, this October is going to be very, very important for the Detroit Lions. So let's get right into it so we can talk about it. Now that we're into the video, we have a few things to talk about in this video. And okay, yes, that intro, I know I was kind of going off on the Tigers there. I apologize. I don't really follow baseball that much, okay? I guess if I had to say I was a fan of a team, it would be the Tigers because it's a Detroit team, but I don't really follow it. I don't know much that's going on. So I was just messing around. I'm sorry. I know there's probably a lot of real big Tigers fans in here, and they're probably like, he's hating. I'm kidding. I'm really kidding. But there are a few things to talk about in this video. We'll get to that in a second. But actually, we're going to start off with TJ Hockenson. Now, TJ Hockenson has been a guy that's been on concussion protocol. He went out injured last week versus the Kansas City Chiefs when he tried to jump over somebody. That looked really, really bad. Well, he remains in concussion protocol, but all signs point to that he will play on Monday. That was bad. I thought that would sound better when it came out of my mouth. It didn't sound that cool. Anyways, it looks like he will play Monday. Yes, he has been practicing. He's been doing everything. Now, he's still in concussion protocol, but Matt Patricia believes that maybe tomorrow's the last day that he has to go meet up with his doctor. He says this, one more day of checking with his doctor, but he's doing everything. So basically he's saying, look, he's doing all his practice. He's practicing all the time. I kind of paraphrase there. He's doing everything that, we asked him to do. He's practicing. He's not missing anything. And he thinks that tomorrow may be his last day that he has to go check in with his doctor after practice. So that will mean that, hey, all signs point to getting TJ back for Monday Night Football. Now, the Detroit Lions actually did like a walkthrough type of practice. There was a couple of guys that were doing walkthroughs, okay, on the defensive line. Maybe guys like Mike Daniels. Who knows? Maybe they'll play. I don't know. But those guys were doing walkarounds. We'll see what happens there. As we know, I did a lot of injury reports. So if you guys want to check those out, you definitely can. I will try to keep you guys updated if anything big happens. If we figure out who's in or who's out, I will definitely give you guys those updates when they happen. But I think this is a very good sign to see TJ Hockenson back, okay? That'd be very nice to get this man back on the field. He's just that good. Next up, Kerryon Johnson. Kerryon Johnson, as we know, averaging, 5.4 yards per carry last season. He was absolutely great. And he came off to a really slow start this season. Now, that could have definitely had to do with the new offensive coordinator or maybe even just the offensive line struggling. But at this time, last week, he was really figuring it out. Well, not this time last week, but Sunday last week, he was figuring it out against Kansas City Chiefs, and he really got it going over 100 yards rushing. And right now, he is currently on pace to have 1,000 yards rushing on the season, which he says would mean a lot to him, okay? And that would be a huge thing for Kerryon Johnson. It would be to get 1,000 rushing yards on a season, okay? Kerryon Johnson was pretty much on pace to get this last season if it wasn't for the injuries. And honestly, if the Lions were a better team, he probably would have got it because he would have continued to play. But he did not get it last season, and a lot of people were expecting, okay, he's going to get it this year. Well, he is now on pace for that. He hasn't been the best this season. He hasn't been as good as last season, I would say, but I'm not going to blame that on him. That could be on the offensive line, or there's tons of factors that go into that. But the fact is he is still on pace for 1,000 yards rushing. We'll see if he can hit it, and that would be really, really cool to see. After how many struggles we've went through running the football, really cool to see a second-year running back have 1,000 yards rushing. That'd be really sweet. And then finally, like the intro suggested, October is for Lions football. October is an opportunity for the Lions to take control of the entire division. This could be the most important month of Lions football. Now, obviously, everybody wants to point to December and January, which those are kind of obvious ones, right? Because that's when the playoffs are. That's when you're trying to fighting for the playoff spots. But you can really set yourself up really, really well in October. The Lions have the opportunity to do that because of a good September. Okay, September football is ugly. Matt Patricia talks about it all the time. But it's whether or not you can rack up the wins. And they did. Now in October, they're sitting in a position where they can really rack up the wins, take control of the division. And by the time it comes to December, January, they're fighting for that division crown, okay? This October, they only have 3 games because of the bye. Well, the Raiders game is like the 3rd, so it's just outside of October. I mean, you can count that if you want to. I'm not going to. So basically, they have 3 games this October, and those games are Monday night, Packers, then we have the Vikings, and then the Giants, okay? These are 3 really big games. Now, why are these important? Well, one, because two of these teams are divisional teams. And if you can get a game on both the Packers and the Vikings this early, that would be huge. Automatically, you're dropping their record and you're adding to your record. So that changes a lot. If the Lions beat the Packers at this time, if they can beat them Monday, for right now, they would actually be first in the North. So if they can win the next two, push down the Vikings a little bit, and also get a win over the Giants, who are the Giants. I mean, I think we should definitely win that game. It would put the Lions in position to be 5-1-1 going into November. November 3rd, they would play then the Raiders, who are kind of like this. I don't know how to feel about them, but 5-1 would be obviously the perfect scenario coming out of these next three games. But it would also put the Lions in a great position to win the NFC North. Like, beautiful position, because then you have the Packers at home at the end of the season, and obviously you would rather play them at home than on the road. And that would also, again, help lower their records. Now, even the worst case scenario, say they lost all three. Knock on wood. Hopefully they do not do that. But if that happened, worst case scenario, they're 2-4-1. And honestly, it's bad, but you're not out of the playoffs. I mean, if you got really hot, you know, it could happen. You never know. I'm hoping that doesn't happen. I mean, even if they get 2 out of this month, it would be a really successful month. Again, 2 wins out of this will put them at 4-1. And I mean, that's a really, really good record for this start. I mean, look at the start of the season. Coming into the year, everybody looks at the schedule and they're like, okay, they win this one or lose this one. Okay, what do we got? 7 wins. Okay. Whatever. When you look at it at the beginning of the season, you look at our schedule, whoa, that was tough, right? At Arizona, okay, we should win that one, right? Okay, well, we tied, dang. Then you have the Chargers, okay, that's going to be tough. Eagles, ouch. Okay, what do we got next? Oh, the Chiefs, so that's not any easier. Who we got next? Oh, the Packers on the road. What are we doing here? Vikings, that's tough. And then the Giants, who obviously are the Giants. I don't know what the heck's going on there. I think we should win that game. But you can see that's a very tough starting schedule. And the opportunity the Lions could be 5-1-1 coming out of that. I think we'll take that every time. Honestly, 4-2-1, we take that. Worst case scenario, 2-4-1. That would stink. But, I mean, it's not like the season's over. And honestly, if you just win one of them, 3-1. So that's not over anyways. But it is an opportunity in October for the Lions to really take control of this division and really put themselves in the driver's seat to kind of not cruise, but just to win the North, because we haven't won the North. We got to win the North, okay? Anyways, I appreciate y'all for stopping by. If you guys have any thoughts, let me hear them in the comments below. Thank you, Pat, for watching. And I'm out.